Hi guys, this is BJ Hathaway here in Augusta, Georgia. I wanted to show you a couple things here. This drill I'm working on, call it the right arm pivot drill. It's already been posted on YouTube, but I want to show you how how I practice and just point out a couple things. So you can see the towels underneath my right arm and just cross my left arm across my chest. And this one I'm doing a shaft with no club head on it. And so what I'm trying to accomplish is feel like my upper right arm stays connected to my torso, that I have no active participation of my right arm or my right wrist, and trying to use my pivot to deliver that shaft into the impact bag. So you'll see this is a semblance of lag. Obviously, if I had my left arm on here, we'd love to see that the shaft is parallel to the ground and not dipping down here as we get into that delivery position. Now you'll see how my right wrist is just very inactively responding to the momentum, even though there's hardly any weight in this shaft. The speed and the momentum is causing that shaft to start to line up. So there's some swings just with a shaft, and I do this at home. I'll put some sort of weight against the back of the bag because I do this indoors in front of a mirror, so I don't have to chase the bag around the room. Then let me show you here in a second. I'm going to switch to, this is a 4-wood. Now you'll see again, now there's more weight obviously in the club head. And so for me to use my pivot, which is the correct way to deliver the club, I have to have some alertness in my mind that I'm never going to try to move the club head with my wrist, because if you just watch this starts to make sense. We're basically moving this golf club, in a circle, and as we do that, obviously that club head is going to start to fly out away from the interior of the circle. So you can see my body obviously has to slow down a little bit, and when I practice this at home, because the bag doesn't move around, I can be a little bit more vigorous with my turn so that I don't feel like I stop my turn. But you can see here how the club is starting to try to catch up. There's nothing I'm doing actively with my wrist, so the weight of the club is basically releasing itself into that bag. So you'll see how this this angle starts to dissipate. Well, why does that go away? It's because of the momentum. We're going around a circle, and that club head has some weight to it. So as far as releasing the shaft, there's absolutely nothing I have to do. I actually have to try to keep moving so that that golf club doesn't pass my hands, right? So you can see how a couple of these I didn't do quite perfectly, again because I knew the bag was going to be moving and didn't have that reinforcement there. So let's look at this view. Now I've become aware over time of the feeling in my right forearm, and as I do these in the mirror, I make sure that that shaft starts to lay on my right forearm, as you see here coming down. And again, if I set it in a good spot at the top and just rotate, that shaft should line up on my right forearm coming down. There's nothing I have to do. Again, I'm not trying to actively move the shaft. So this is a pretty good example of where I'm trying to get at impact. What we call the two-cheek look at impact with a bent right elbow. And as I do these, pretty much you'll see that dent in the bag as I make the same motion. It tends to line up exactly on the same place on the impact bag. So there's precision as well. As we go into the forward again, there's nothing I'm trying to do with the club head. I'm trying to make my body deliver a bent right arm into that bag. So a couple of these I may have gotten a little sloppy again because I knew I was having to chase the bag around and I knew the bag was going to move. But I think this is a pretty good example of a couple things that this drill can start to do for you. So what we can kind of deduce from this drill, it's going to teach you to rotate, teach you that you don't have to do anything to release the club. And if we go back to this one with the wood, there's absolutely nothing I'm trying to do or have to do to make sure the face squares up. It just, as you can see, it just automatically squares up on its own because I'm using my body and putting the club in a good position. Now you may wonder, why does the club, or why does my right wrist tend to look like it's kind of breaking down here? Well, you got to remember the left arm is not on the club, so there's no support whatsoever from my left side to keep any strength in my right hand. So I'm actually a left-handed person, play golf right-handed, but if I was a little stronger, perhaps I could keep that right wrist from breaking down a little bit. But again, this is just more of a demonstration of there's nothing you have to do to release the golf club, and this drill is designed to get your pivot to deliver the club correctly on a good plane and in good posture with a bent right arm, using your pivot to deliver the club. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that, and if you got any questions, let me know. Thank you.